First question, man. Congratulations on the movie. Speak to us about the biopic about your life and how excited you finally see it hit life.
Well, I was excited when Nick Cassavetes approached me when I just gotten out of prison. I was still in the halfway house, and when I walked into the dorm where you sleep, one of the guys walked up to me. You know, it was like a work from home party, and one of the guys walked up to me, and he was like, "Man, I got this director that wants to talk to you." And I didn't know who Nick was, and he explained to me who he was, and that he did Blow, and Alpha Dog, and The Notebook, and John Q. I was like, wow, this the guy I've been looking for.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So, when do you think we're gonna see it go into actual production? Like, when are you gonna start filming?
Well, we in what they call pre-production right now, but we got another documentary that we're hoping to be done in February or March called Cracking the System. And this documentary is probably going to be just as good as the movie. We got some stuff in there that a lot of people, it's definitely the young people didn't see when Ronald Reagan was pretty much endorsing crack cocaine on national TV.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the documentary, it's going to be really amazing. We also have the guy in there who invented the crack law, which he said in his own words when he was talking to me that he's locked up more black men than anybody in history.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on the documentary as well. So the documentary, to me, the documentary is going to be exciting because the documentary is more of my story uncut than the movie is. You know, the movie is Hollywooded and we got actors playing the role, but in the documentary it's me and it's going to be sick.
That's what's up, man. Do you have any clue on who they're gonna use to play you in the movie? Like, do you know what any actors are in line to play you?
Yeah. So we talked to so many. Jamie Foxx, I talked to Jamie, I talked to Will, I talked to Tyrese, I talked to Lorenz Tate,
Lorenz will be.
I talked to George, Don Cheeto, even spoke to Denzel, but not necessarily about playing the role.
Yeah.
But there's not many black actors, but there are, quite a few. So, and all those guys are so good, man. And I think that they do a good job. Also talented, man. And it's hard to decide which one I should go with. So I'll make that Nick pick.
Hey, that's what it is. Are we gonna see you get into any more movies? Like, I know you spoke about the documentary and the biopic, but is this gonna be something you feel like you're gonna jump in both feet as far as producing movies and putting out films?
Oh, absolutely. My goal is to turn social media into a media hub for blacks, because I don't feel that there's enough movies that's coming out in Hollywood to support us. I don't feel that they do the kind of stories that really speak to our background. I don't think Tyler Perry is a true representation of the black community, and I think that somebody else needs to fill that void, and I want to step up to the plate and be the guy who, comes out with stories that people don't want to hear. People that's going to show blacks in a positive light, show guys out here struggling, really tell a black story from our side, because I don't see the world the way some people see it. I see the world. I think that it's wrong to have 600,000 young black men in jail for nonviolent crimes, and I don't think that they're criminals. I think that they were committing economical crimes, and those are just my views. And I don't think that everybody should see the world the way I view it. But at the same time, I want to get my views out and let people know how I feel personally. And how the people that I'm around, because I'm not the only one to feel like this. I know.
Speak to me about Freeway, Ricky. Speak to me about your social media sites. I signed up yesterday myself. I was able to go through the site. Definitely love it. What made you come up with that idea, and what made you want to start pursuing online marketing and things like that?
Well, when I was in prison, I was studying Facebook and first MySpace and Google and all the different companies that was coming out, and I always said that I'm going to figure out a way to carve my niche. out of this social media market, because the internet is really the new property. We're running out of actual real estate. So right now, the new frontier is the internet. Google is probably only about 16 to 17 years old, so it's really still an infant, a teenager. So, I felt that it was open, and I felt that they need new ideas, because those people, when they get money, they lose touch of what's going on the streets and what people really want. And by me being out here, I saw this niche that nobody was really covering. With so many artists, coming up to me every day. My trunk is full of CDs where artists give me, and I was like, wow, all these guys are so talented, and they work hard, but, they just can't get away to get out, because Universal and Warner Brothers are only going to put out, 2 or 3 people.
Okay. I know this is kind of a dead issue, but people do want to know about it. What's your situation right now still with Rick Ross? Like, is there still a issue legally going on with the name situation or what?
Absolutely. There's still an issue. I think that the guy has lost touch with reality. I don't think that he really understands the real world. We go to court on the 5th of next month against Warner Brothers. I'm still appealing against Universal, decision that they made on them, because, I believe that Universal, may owe me $50 or $100 million, for using my name. I think that every made off of him, I should have got a cut out of it, because, I don't think that to nobody. I don't think that nobody, even Reebok, I don't think that none of those companies should have went to him and got permission to use the name Rick Ross. They should have came and talked to me. And we got an issue. And I mean, we can see, with the incident that just happened with the GDs. He did the same thing with these guys. And, people from the street, everybody don't deal with things the same way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know or not, but they just had an article out where they saying that he's hired bodyguards now, and he's paying $50,000 a week in fees for bodyguards, and that's money that he could have took and took care of those guys. Because I don't think it's nothing wrong, for paying when you make a mistake. If you go and you violate somebody else, then it's nothing wrong with you going and making up with them and letting them know that you made a mistake. And this guy who just doesn't have the people around him to let him know that, hey, it's okay when you violate somebody, to say that you violated them, but it wasn't intentionally or whatever.
Okay. You spoke briefly about Ronald Reagan and his hand in the crack epidemic when you told me about your documentary. Looking back on it, do you feel like the government owes you anything? Being that the Ronald Reagans and George Bushes and and now we're looking back at it, the CIA. So many people had their hands in the crack epidemic and helping some of the drugs get across the border. Do you feel like, looking back on it, that they actually owe you anything as far as the time they took away from your life, putting you in prison and all that?
That's crazy you asked that, because we was just talking about that the other day. One of Oliver North's guys reached out to me and asked me if I would be interested in doing something with Oliver North. Well, Oliver North was a part of the Contra situation too. They gave him a TV show, a radio show, and he ran for Senate.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say that, my thing is that, I was there with those guys, even though I was unwillingly there. I didn't know I was there with them. I didn't know that they were ones behind the whole, for my ignorance, because I should have known. But at the same time, if you're doing this with guys did no prison time, why should I have done prison time? Why should we have 600,000 black men in prison right now? And I think that they owe the black community. I mean, I think this country owes the black community anyway. Even Obama. I don't know if you saw the article I did in the Huffington Post. But I told in the Huffington Post, I said that Obama couldn't have won the presidency if the blacks wouldn't have blind faith in him. Meaning that if the black community wouldn't have said, okay, Obama, we're going to elect you with the hope that once you get in, you're going to look out for us. Because if he'd have made promises to us like he did to the Mexicans with immigration and with the Jews in Israel, the promises that he made to them, if he'd have made promises to the black community, he couldn't have won presidency. Start making promises to blacks, the rest of the people get mad. They don't think that they have nothing. They think that everything that we have, we should give it away. And pretty much the way we've been living our life here in this country. You know, we gave our labor away when we were slaves in order for this country to get to where it is, and now today they still want us to give everything away. They want us to give our names away. You know, and that's why Universal and these other companies don't feel like for my name.
Okay. So what are we going to see from you next year? Like I know you spoke about the documentary, but saying just speak about some of the things we can look forward to from Freeway Ricky Ross in 2013.
Well, continue to go around and speak my mind to the kids and let them know about drugs and gangs and the tricks that they're being played on with the different ways that the record labels are using rap and hip hop. I think that they totally got off a track with where hip hop should have been, because hip hop at one time was an educational tool for us to let us know what was going on in different parts of the country, and also to rally us together. So you're going to continue to see me do that. Continue to work in the music industry. I just created a website right now, Freeway Mixtapes, where guys can send their mixtapes to me and I can download them. I'm going to continue to try to make FreewaySocialMedia.com better to where it's the best website in the world. You know, I don't want to just be a website. I want to be the best in the world. And just, just out here, helping my community, man, and making the world a better place. I think that's so important that I continue to do that and use my experience in helping to help our kids, because there's really nobody out here that's trying to really help our kids the way they need to be helped. So you be one of the front runners on that.
All right. Thank you for your time, brother. That's all I need right there.